trespass, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to you. Please.
On April 4, 2025, in Bucks County, Texas, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to a suspicious person call and made contact with a law enforcement officer who stated that he observed the defendant going through a parking garage at Hobby Airport looking into parked cars. The law enforcement officer recognized the defendant as someone who had been trespassed from the airport previously. The defendant did not have a ticket for a flight out of the airport. The prior trespass at the airport was on November 17, 2024, and was charged in Court 12, Your Honor.
Dismissed.
And the part
Okay, Mr. Bloomer, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Just don't go back to this place, man. It's not hard. You know?
I go there and I catch my trips and I buy my food, but those people are so crazy. They keep harassing.
They don't want you there, man. Every time you go there, you're going to get arrested.
Don't do nothing. Why am I not able to go there?
They don't want you to go there.
That's where I catch my flights.
They still have the right to say, we don't want you there. So don't go there. If you have a flight, that's a different story. But if you don't have an actual flight, just don't go.
I'm freely able to come there. Why would somebody tell me I'm not able to come to a public business that I've always been able to come to since a long time ago?
Because if you don't have business there,
I always have business there. I'm not there just going there. I always have business there. I either catch the bus, I go to the food court, or I catch a flight.
Mr. Bloomer, I'm asking you not to go back. There are plenty of other places that you can go to get food, water, clothes, whatever you need.
Okay, and I'm fine with that, but I'm asking, why am I saying that I can't go there?
Because they've trespassed you there before.
It was dismissed. It was no fault.
Listen to me for just 2 seconds. They've trespassed you before, so you know that they don't want you there, number one. Number two, they're saying that you're allegedly looking into cars to potentially breaking into them.
No, sir.
I get it, but that's why you're not charged with it.
I don't even steal out here. I'm the only guy that spends money some days out here. I've spent more than $1 million in Houston, Texas. I have no reason to steal from anyone. But if you want to take anything you want, I don't steal anything. All my clothes are brand new. Everything I buy is brand new. I have no reason to steal. I catch flights, everything. I've never stolen anything out here in my life. Now, those people, they keep harassing me. That's what I'm telling you. I catch my flights there. I already have a case dismissed there. They will not leave me alone. If I come there and I catch my flight and I sit down, wait for my flight, they'll even walk up to me, watching me on the camera, like, hey, what are you doing here? I'm like, yeah, I'm just catching my flight. And they're like, okay, cool, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Or then they'll just walk up to me and they'll be like, hey, what are you doing here? I just came from the food court. I'm getting ready to catch my flight. Well, you got to catch your flight right now. If you don't pay for it right now, then you have to leave now. I'm like, why are you going to force me to hurry up and pay? I'm going to pay it right now. I just went and bought my food at the food court. I'm never doing anything there. I'm not a troublemaker here, and I don't need anyone making me seem like a troublemaker. I'm a college student, and I started college at 16, sir.
Please don't go back while this case is over.
Yes, sir.
That's all I'm asking you to do.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
After the case is done, if you have a flight, then by all means. But I'm going to tell you now,
So,
every time you go back, the same thing is probably going to happen.
yes, sir.
So I'm saying either go to the other airport, there's 2 other ones that you can go to, or find another way.
Thank you so much.
Every time you go there, the same things can happen.
Yes, sir.
So why let it happen?
Yes, sir. I just didn't know. The only reason why I went back the second time is because the first time.
No. I don't want you to say something that hurts your case. Don't.
Yes, sir.
I will give you a lawyer now. You can talk to the lawyer and we can figure out where to go from here.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to have bond conditions created just for you to sign, promising us you're not going to go back. And after that, I'll let you talk to the lawyer and then you guys figure out how we go from here. It's just don't go back.
Okay, thank
You know, there's so many other places in the world that you can go to. If you go back, this is going to continue to happen.
Yes,
I
sir.
know you have better stuff to do than to come here.
Yes, sir.
You know, I do too. They forced me to come. All right, ready? That way. Here you are,
For a plate.
paying all these $10,000 bonds here, $5,000 bonds here, and here you come in wearing a Louis Vuitton jersey. Really? Really? After all the money the county has spent on representation for you, You coming in here with Louis Vuitton jersey? Oh, this is wonderful. Have we done a TRAS?
So he has a prior TRAS, but I think it may have expired and we'll need to.
And the prior one recommended like that. But you're.
One way or the other, it's going to stop. All I'm asking you to do is be clean. That's all. It's got to happen one way or the other. Do you understand, Mr. Hunter? You now stand charged with, again, with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you a 12-month deferred. Deferred is a type of probation that if you complete it successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. But you can't tell people it was dismissed. It's not dismissed. It's if you complete it successfully, you don't end up with a conviction. For you to complete this successfully, you must do an effective decision-making class, a gun safety class, and a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill them. Forfeiture of the weapon, no drugs, no alcohol, 40 hours of community service instead of the community service. If you do a parenting class, I will consider the 40 hours of community service waived.
She does it.
I would like the TRAS done pretty quick. Like,
Right out of the gate, we're dealing with someone already in legal trouble picking up another charge. That's a huge red flag in court. Judges take this personally because it shows a pattern. So the big question is this just bad luck or bad decisions stacking up?
okay, that'd be great. Yeah. Since he's here, it's probably the best thing to do. Giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You could be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal once you accept this agreement. You are stuck with this until you complete it successfully or it gets revoked. I'm going to tell you now, Mr. Hunter, that I can hold you for up to 3 years. We will do everything in our power to ensure that you get clean and remain clean. Do you understand? You hear me? How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'm not going to find you guilty. I'm going to withhold that for 12 months. We're going to send you now for a TRAS. You can come back. We'll see what it says and we'll go from there. Okay.
Judge, without going too far into attorney-client communications, I have admonished Mr. Hunter that if he violates any term of the deferred, that the state can start a motion to adjudicate where he would have a hearing in front of you and you can sentence him up to the year in the Harris County jail.
If you violate this agreement, glad you said that because I forgot to say that. If you violate this agreement by not doing what you're supposed to be doing, by testing positive, picking up a new case, having a gun, a warrant will be issued because we will file a motion to revoke your probation. We will have a hearing here. And if they prove it to me, you are facing a year in jail. Do you understand? But me, I'm not interested in jail. I'm interested in having you be clean. And we will do that however it can happen. If you're able to do it on the outside, wonderful. If you're not able to do it on the outside, we have facilities available for you at no cost to you. Do you understand? Now is the time. Okay, good luck.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
You can approve the item brought to the store was the actual item yourself. Complaining was called to the law enforcement officer and it was not upon their arrival. Approximately 2 p.m. The complaining witness who surveillance video, the defendant inside the store and appeared to be shopping. The defendant then took and concealed 2 MTG booster boxes inside a shoulder bag on the defendant's person. the defendant passed all points of sale without showing any intention to pay for the items. The total value of the items was $599.99. This was from a game store owner, Halcyon Games.
Mr. Sandwick, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go back to this place. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you go back to this place, if I find that you pick up a new case, if you miss court again, a warrant will issue. No more PR bonds for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Yes, I can.
Okay, we're going to give you time. So I will have you go to Ramona, sign a reset. I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box. So we'll get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. And after that, you'll be free to go.
Thank you, sir. I apologize for the short.
That's all right. Just please. Wait. You file this condition.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are Mr. Coombs.
Yes,
Mr. Coombs, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense.
una ofensa
You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
de $4,000.
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent.
Derecho a mantenerse en
Anything you say can or will be used against you.
será usado en tu
You have the
contra.
right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Thank you, Judge. On April 5th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, the law enforcement officer saw a truck fail to
Vio
signal
un
in
camión
left
que no
turn
dio
and
su
drive on
señal
the
a
wrong
voltear a
side
la
of the road.
izquierda y manejó
Law
en el lado
enforcement officer
equivocado
initiated a traffic
de
stop and made
hicieron
contact with
un
the
alto,
defendant.
hicieron contacto
Law
con el
enforcement officer
acusado.
observed signs of intoxication and
Observó
called for a
señales de
second law enforcement
ebriedad.
officer to conduct
Llamó
a
al
DUI.
segundo oficial para que le
That
hiciera
law enforcement
pruebas de
officer
campo.
observed red, watery, bloodshot eyes.
Observó los ojos rojizos,
Strong odor of alcohol,
un fuerte olor de
poor
bebida
balance,
alcohólica,
slow speech.
ojos
Law enforcement officer placed the
equilibrio
defendant
y
in
el
custody
habla
and searched the defendant's vehicle,
afectada.
revealing a
Hicieron,
phone
I'm
call.
sorry, can you repeat that?
Such as
The law enforcement officer
El
placed
oficial
the
de policía
defendant in
puso la
custody
acusada bajo
and a search of
custodia
the defendant's
y de
vehicle
un registro
revealed
del
a phone
vehículo
cuff and alcoholic beverages.
bebida alcohólica.
Standardized field sobriety
Hicieron las
tests
pruebas de campo
were conducted,
y
and the law enforcement
el
officer
oficial de
observed 6
policía
out of 6
observó 6
clues
de
on the
11
HGN
pistas
test.
del HDL,
4 out of 8 on the
4 de un
walking
golpe de
turn,
caminar y
and 4
voltear
on
y
one
2
leg
de un
stand.
cuarto para una
The
pierna.
defendant refused to provide a
El acusado
specimen.
rehusó
Blood warrant
dar
was
una
obtained
prueba
and
que
executed.
hicieron.
Since 2017, DWI, assault,
Agresión,
late last year evading arrest in a motor vehicle, and now another DWI.
otro. Jarero.
If you are not in this country with permission and you go to jail, what happens?
¿Qué sucede?
Mr. Coombs.
They will deport me.
Right. I don't know what I need to do to
Okay.
keep my streets safe. But if I find that you, one iota,
Un chiste.
do anything to break these bond conditions, I'm going to make your bond so high you will have hair falling out. Do you understand?
¿Lo entiende?
I would
Understand.
figure that it's elementary that you're not to have alcohol in the car while you drive.
Alcohol.
I am now taking away your privilege to drive, and you will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. If I find that you do, I will blow a gasket. I can have a contempt hearing, and every time you drive,
Cada vez
you can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine.
6 meses.
Do you understand?
Pero entiende. I understand.
Not to
Se le ordena que
consume
no consuma
illegal drugs.
o drogas.
On one ankle, I'm going to put a scram monitor so I know that you're not consuming alcohol.
Asegurarle que usted no
On your other ankle, you will get a GPS monitor, and I'm giving you a curfew because I do not want you out in the middle of the night. And if I find that, like I said,
That line, "I told you not to pick up any new case," is everything. In legal terms, that likely means he was already out on bond. Picking up a new charge while on bond, that's one of the fastest ways to lose your freedom. Do you think the judge is being too strict here, or just enforcing the rules?
pills are a complete curse on our nation because depending on what you're taking, they become so powerful, the addiction, that for you to get off, when you try to get off by yourself, you'll convulse, seize, you can have a heart attack. Not only that, you build up a tolerance and you keep taking, you keep taking, you keep taking. At some point, you will put your lungs to sleep and you die. It happens every single hour in this nation. I don't want you to use. If I find that you're using, then I'm going to put you in jail and you're just going to stay with me. It's going to happen one way or the other. I don't want you to use, and I'm going to test you like crazy to ensure that you're not using. Do you understand?
What if I get it medically? Like
A prescription.
yeah, like a prescription.
That can still be abused. And if you're going to pill mills to just shop for prescriptions, I have a problem with that as well. Just because you know, the last thing I want, there's an accident in this case, right?
One moment, Your Honor.
Like a car accident.
The last thing I want is another death on the street and something major to happen. So I don't want you to use. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Did we put a scram on her ankle, right? Yeah. That device is going to tell me if you're consuming alcohol at any time. Do not put anything in your body that has alcohol in it. NyQuil, cakes, candies,
I took
foods.
Mucinex
gums.
for coming, and I'm sick right now. So I do nasal spray.
Okay.
They told me that
Before you put anything in your body, read the instructions to ensure that there's no alcohol in it. I have everybody and their mom telling me here, well, I took NyQuil. I took this. It doesn't matter. You're not to use anything that has alcohol in it. Do you understand?
yes, sir.
Don't use anything unless you have a valid prescription, and then I don't want you to abuse it, even if you do get one. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have a lawyer. It's your responsibility to stay in touch with her. Again, I'm going to test you 50 days from today. If you're still testing positive for weed, it's not going to go well. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I had another question. Whenever I went to
Hold on. No. Ask your lawyer. I don't want you to, I've got a bunch of DAs here and I don't want you to say something that hurts your case. So ask the lawyer first. She can always come up to me and then we can talk. Don't just start asking things here.
I'm like, no, it was just about the court date. It was about the court date.
Caramba la bamba.
I'm like, yeah,
You can pick whatever day you want. I don't care.
okay. So, okay. I'll talk to you about that. Then.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Okay. All right.
You didn't do anything until you sent her.
Okay, so yeah, I want to scram on her ankle and I want her to test weekly so that we know she's not using.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
I wanted to talk to you about that too.
Okay.
I'm going to waive all your fees. It's never about the money. I don't care about the money.
No,
It's about you not using and staying out of trouble.
I don't have no right. A card.
She can tell you how to do that.
Monday, Thursday?
Yeah.
Or just-
Just one time a week, random. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you have to leave.
If as fast as we can get it to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
today my dad too, but that's for today.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good luck, Miss Ellis.
The excuse
Yes.
Okay, we have,
All right. You are Kara Lopez.
Yes.
Ms. Lopez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On March 26, 2025, an officer was dispatched to a crash on Antoine Drive, Orange County, Texas. The officer learned that an unknown party called 911 at the time of the crash. It was informed by another officer who arrived on scene that the defendant being treated by ambulance. The officer informed the other officer that the defendant had already been transported to receive medical care. Under stroke of the wheel witness, who stated that the defendant was assaulted and struck the witness's vehicle, causing damage. The witness stated they observed the strong odor of alcoholic beverage from the defendant, and the witness came in contact with him. The witness stated that the defendant was still in the driver's seat at the time of their interaction, and that it was clear that the defendant was intoxicated. The witness reported that the defendant had slurred speech, was incoherent, and not making sense. The police stated to the witness, "I don't know where I am." The witness reported the defendant being called and defendant cell phone crash. And immediately after that call, the defendant grabbed a bottle of vodka and consumed the entire thing in front of the will witness.
What?
Yes, Sherman. That's what happened.
She took a bottle of vodka and consumed an entire bottle of vodka in front of the will witness?
That's what I have here. The role is noted that the defendant drank the alcohol bottle as if the defendant was drinking water.
Just when you think you've heard it all, man. I mean, really.
The officer, the officer observed an empty bottle of toxic vodka, and then went to the hospital to make contact with the defendant. The officer observed the strong odor of alcohol beverage in the defendant, observed that he had slurred speech and glossy eye. The officer read the DIC form of the defendant when the defendant became coherent, and it proceeded to a breath test and blood test. The hospital discharged the defendant, and the defendant was transported to the drug processing center, but was unable to perform the state arrest for sobriety test due to the defendant's failure to follow instructions and to keep the defendant's and the inability of the defendant to keep her head up. The officer took the defendant's failure to follow instructions.
Now we shift into a completely different case, but notice the pattern. Repeated contact with law enforcement at the same location. This is where trespass law gets tricky. Even public places can ban you. And once you've been warned, going back can land you right here again.
As refusal. After was unable to get the defendant to stand upright to perform HDN and due to the physical conditions, the officer did not ask the defendant to perform walking turn or do a stand. The officer concluded, the officer offered the opportunity to provide breath and blood. The defendant declined to provide breath or blood, and the officer proceeded with a residual search warrant for the defendant's blood. The officer was advised, The officer was advised the blood would be ready in 2 to 3 days. The officer noted that, that's all I have.
Do you have blood back? Or no?
I do not. I'm not sure if that in the is referring to. The warrant was presented to the hospital, Your Honor, and a nurse advised that the blood is ready for 2 to 3 days. The officer.
Do you have any pride to you guys?
There was one in Caldwell County that was dismissed, Your Honor.
License?
License is. No?
This is who, Judge?
It's not on docket. I have to give you a case number. You ready?
Yeah.
255-7402.
Thank you.
If you speak English, right?
Yes.
If you have a problem with alcohol or drugs, now is the time for you to address it. Because stop. There's nothing that you can say at this moment. I'm warning you now, because this is the only one that you're going to get. I will do everything in my power to protect my city at all costs. I don't care who you are, what color you are, if you're a small farm animal. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now is the time for you to try to get any help if you need help, because I don't know you. I've never met you before. All I know is what they're telling me. And if that's in fact true, now is the time for you to address it. I am going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know that you're not consuming alcohol at any time. I will not entertain any excuses like it's mouthwash, it's a tequila lollipop, hair dye. I've heard it all, and excuses mean nothing to me. If you consume, it's not going to go well. Because of I don't want you in the car driving. You're not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you do, it's really not going to go well for you. I am putting now a restriction on your license that you are not allowed to drive any vehicle that's not equipped with an ignition interlock on it. If you're caught, and I'm sending this notice to DPS, so everybody, every officer in this state knows, if they pull you over and they don't see an interlock, they will take you to jail. Do you understand? And then you and I will have problems. Just don't.
Judge, this is Carla Lopez first,
Yes, ma'am.
and then you said no driving?
Correct.
Thank you.
And then a scran, please.
Yes, Judge.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, ma'am? We will give you an application. You missed court once. A warrant is now in effect for you because you missed court the first time. I will reinstate your bond now, but this is the only get out of jail free card that you get. If you miss court again, you violate any of these conditions, you will stay with me. And I don't know who you have in this life, but if you don't have anyone to pony up $5,000 to $10,000, you will be stuck like Chuck until this case is over. Do you understand? All right, come up. We'll have you sign this. I need you to fill an application. Deputy Miranda's going to give you an application, and we'll go from there.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Sir, you are Said. Is it Said?
Say it, yeah.
Said. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
Thank you, Judge. On April 5th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, officers observed the defendant's vehicle going 105 miles an hour on the Northwest Freeway in a 60-mile-an-hour zone. The traffic stop was initiated, and the officer observed the defendant to be the driver and the sole occupant. The defendant was identified by a German identification card. The officer observed bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and strong odor of an alcoholic beverage from the defendant. The defendant stated he would not answer questions and would not perform standardized sobriety tests. A breath test was refused, and the officer observed 3 empty beer bottles and an empty bottle of wine in his motor vehicle. A blood warrant was obtained, and a blood draw was executed.
Are you trying to tell me that he's consuming while driving?
Just have a moment, Your Honor. Does not specify, Your Honor.
Regardless, Mr. Said, you are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid license to drive. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All I heard here was a German identification card. If you do not have a license to drive and liability insurance in your name, then you're not allowed to drive, and that is a condition of your bond. If I find that you violate these conditions, then I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bond. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, likewise, into jail you will go. No more PR bonds.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't know what your immigration status is, but if you're not in this country with permission, if your paperwork is not done the right way, and you go to jail and immigration finds you, they will put an immigration detainer and you will be stuck like Chuck in there until this case is over with, which could be 6 months, and then you get shipped off to immigration. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
No, Your Honor. I'm not allowed to work right now.
Okay, I can have you fill out an application. I need to know everything about you, how much money you have at the bank, how you get money, how kind of cars you have, property.
This is one of those moments where the defendant is talking a lot, and that can be dangerous. He's trying to explain himself, but in court, anything you say can unintentionally hurt your case. That's why judges often step in. Would you speak up like this, or stay completely silent?
Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, IRAs. I'll take a look to see whether they qualify, and then we'll go from there. We'll have you give you an application. I'll have you sign a reset with Ramona, and then we'll have you take your signature box.
You said no driving?
Unless, does he have any kind of,
From what I have, Your Honor, he does not have a license.
I do have a license.
Without insurance and
with the no driving without a valid license and insurance? Okay, all right. To qualify, you have to be at the poverty threshold to qualify. If you make the kind of money that you make, you don't qualify. This life is not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you spend. Spend too much and you get into a hole, we can't foot the bill for the taxpayers,
Yes, Your Honor.
Make good money, which is great, right?
Yes, Your Honor. It's my wife.
Stop. I don't want you to say anything. So we're going to give you time. There's a gajillion and one lawyers out there. It's about you finding the one. It's like buying a car. You don't go, when you're starting off in life, you don't go buy a Lamborghini or a Bentley or a Ferrari. You go to Toyota, Honda, and lawyers, 99% of them will put you on a payment plan as you go. You have to negotiate with them. Don't take them at first blush. There's literally a gajillion and one lawyer, criminal defense lawyers out there. So if you don't find one or one's not willing to negotiate, go to the next one, because there's tons of them. out there, okay? All right, we're gonna give you 30 days. Don't wait. There's a lot of timing requirements with the DWI, so don't sit there and, I'm gonna wait until 29 days to start looking. You're only hurting yourself, okay?
Sure.
Okay, good luck. Oh, I would also probably look for the immigration as well, if you're not a citizen of this country. Okay, good luck. Good morning, Mr. White.
Good morning.
You were charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. What you're going to do, probable cause, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. On April 5th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, officer who dispatched reference to a minor accident call. An officer contacted the defendant who was standing next to his motor vehicle when the officer arrived. The defendant stated he drank a total of 5 beers that day. The defendant stated he last drank 30 minutes before the accident. Strong odor of an alcoholic beverage was emitting from the vehicle, and the defendant was transported to the hospital to treat injuries. The defendant was stated he was scared to blow and fail the test. DSC was read, and the defendant eventually submitted to the breath test and blew .091.
So there's an accident.
Yes, Your Honor.
I guess they took him to the hospital. They didn't do filter ride tests. I mean, it just,
Yes, Your Honor. If I just at the moment, I'm trying to clarify here in the DIMS.
don't. Please.
An accident, the officers find the defendant standing outside of the truck.
Alone?
So, Your Honor. And then stated he was following someone and looking at his GPS because he wasn't familiar with the area and was unaware that cars were parked on the side of the street. The defendant said that he had been drinking throughout the day. Total of 5 beers, the last one was 30 minutes prior. Officers observed a strong odor of alcoholic beverages from the vehicle. EMS was called to the scene because the defendant had a gash on his chin. He was then transported to the hospital to be checked out. After being released from the hospital, the officers asked him to consent to a breath test. And the defendant said he was scared to blow because he knows he just finished a beer and knew he was going to fail the test. The defendant then agreed to blowing once they got to JPC, and the defendant.
So they took him directly from the hospital to the JPC?
Correct, Your Honor.
Mhm. Okay. Mr. White, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Do not consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Can you guard DWIs and a license, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's a true first and the license is eligible.
Great. Unless you have liability insurance in your name as well, you're not allowed to drive. Do you understand? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, sir?
I'm not sure yet. I can make a phone call and see if he'll take my case. If not, I'm gonna need a court
Look,
appointment.
I can give you time. Just, time is of the essence. This is the DWI, so don't sit there and wait a month, 2 months, because you're only hurting yourself.
I can go make the phone call right now.
No. Don't do anything. I will give you time. You don't need to run out, rush now, but I'm saying don't sit there, wait a week or two, because you're only hurting yourself. So, what I can have you do is sign a reset with Ramona. I'll have you get Felicia for your bond conditions. After that, you're free to go. Don't use. Do you understand?
Yeah, so if I understand, you're just gonna reset it and that's gonna give me time to either get a lawyer or y'all gonna appoint one?
Right, so.
I'll have to come back and do the same thing I'm doing now?
Have trouble, come back in the next setting, and then we can talk.
Come back in the next
reset date, yeah.
set. Okay, so I will have to come
We're
back
gonna
to
give you
court.
30 days from today. So we're gonna give you a lot of time. If you still have issues, come back and we can
I
talk.
was just kind of hoping I didn't have to come back to court.
I wish I had hair. That ain't gonna happen. Well, maybe I get an implant. Good morning, Mr. Valerio. So you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one.
On April 6, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, an officer received a call to assist the department regarding a driver who passed out in a drive-thru of a Burger King restaurant. The firefighter told the officer he saw the defendant passed out behind the wheel, the engine still running, and the key in the ignition. Firefighter woke the driver up, and eventually the officer came on scene. He identified the defendant by his Texas driver's license. The officer noticed the strong odor of alcoholic beverage, glossy bloodshot eyes.
Here's a major legal turning point: deferred adjudication. This is basically a second chance, but with strings attached. If completed successfully, no conviction. But mess up even once, that deal disappears fast. Think of it like walking a legal tightrope.
Slurred speech and unsteady balance from the defendant. The defendant also appeared confused. The defendant stated he left Bango's bar, and where he had one Corona beer. The officer conducted standardized first sobriety test, where he witnessed 6 out of 6 clues on the HDN test, 6 out of 8 on the walking turn, and then read the DIC form. The defendant refused. A blood warrant was signed, and blood draws.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that there is sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? Do you have any prior DPIs and a license?
And the license is eligible.
Okay, you're not allowed to drive unless you also have valid liability insurance in your name. That is a condition of your bond as well. Do you understand? No alcohol, no illegal drugs. Do not pick up any new cases, otherwise you will go back to jail. I'll have you sign a receipt with Ramona. We'll have you get with Felicia your bond conditions, and after that, you guys are free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Guys, Mr. Snowden?
Good morning, Mr. Carlton. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
Thank you, Judge. On April 5th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to a person down call and made contact with the real witness, a law enforcement officer who stated that they found the defendant asleep behind the wheel of a vehicle that had rolled onto the median of the road. The vehicle was running but not moving when they found the vehicle. The real witness woke the defendant up and placed the defendant in the back of their patrol car. I should specify the real witness was the law enforcement officer. The law enforcement officer made contact with the defendant, who was slurring his words and had dilated pupils. The defendant admitted to drinking 2 beers at a restaurant, and the defendant was presented with a DIC form that refused to sign it. Standardized sobriety test was later conducted, and the law enforcement officer observed 6 out of 6 clues on the HDN, 4 out of 8 on the walking turn, and 0 out of 4 on the one leg stand. The defendant eventually consented to a breath test in blue .063 and .064.
Mr. Carlton, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. If I find that you're using, I will put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Can you see if he has any prior DPIs? And then if he has a valid license, please.
Yes. His license is not eligible, Your Honor, and no prior age.
Okay. You're not allowed to drive. I don't care what you have to do in this life. I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to say 50 kids, do not drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You will be signing an affidavit with me today. This is a promise you're going to make to me. You can't justify getting into a car for any reason. If you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You could be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, Mr. Carlton? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're going to give you time to go hire a lawyer. I will have you first come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I will get you to Ramona, where we will have you sign a reset. You will get with Felicia for your bond condition, where you promise us you're not going to use.
Okay.
Don't pick up any new cases. Don't be a danger to my city. Do you understand?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
come on. Speak English, sir.
Yes, English.
Mr. Castro, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On April 3rd, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer reviewed information about a pre-takeover event and went to the location that was put on social media. The law enforcement officers conducted surveillance on the location, and an unmarked vehicle and witnessed a vehicle making donuts and get within close proximity of several parked occupied vehicles. Law enforcement officer initiated a traffic stop on the vehicle and detained the defendant, the driver of the vehicle, making judgments.
Any prior reckless driving cases, and then can you see if he has a license, please?
There are no prior reckless driving cases, Judge. There was a DWI and an evading being brought to Dauphin County. Just
At Hidalgo?
addition.
Okay. Anything else?
And driver.
Okay. Mr. Castro, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now not to participate in this activity anymore or drive recklessly, maniacally. If I find that you do, the first thing I'm going to do is put you in jail. And the next thing is I will take your ability to drive away from you while this case is open. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Living in a city as big as Houston without the ability to drive blows. Not only that, people who participate in these types of activities, cops and DA's office can seize and take your car away from you permanently. And I've seen it happen on multiple occasions where people lose their $100,000 car because they do. Do you understand?
So,
We put bond conditions, no donuts, street takeovers, reckless driving, racing, etc. Please. Mr. Castro, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
yes.
We're going to give you time. So I'll have you go to Ramona, sign a reset. After that, I'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. Do not leave until you sign the bond conditions. After that, we'll let you go. When you come back, please have a lawyer.
Judge, I apologize. Did you say no driving or just no reckless?
No reckless driving, donuts, street takeovers, racing. and all.
This judge is not holding back, and honestly, this is about public safety. Driving under the influence isn't just illegal, it's deadly. The ankle monitors, curfews, ignition interlock, these aren't punishments, they're preventative measures. The real question is, do strict conditions like this actually stop repeat offenses?
Cases, right? The trespass and the DWI?
Getting a time served to the DWI, they're dismissing the criminal trespass.
Now, if I'm correct, you're on felony probation in another county, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is it?
It's Bear County, Judge's aggravated robbery.
You're looking at 20 years in prison, you know? Not only that, it's a 3G offense, meaning that if they revoke you and send you to prison, you have to do half the time before you're even eligible for parole. So if they send you to 12, you're doing 6 before you're even eligible. Now you got these two cases. When is it going to register to you that we mean business, that you can't continue like this, unless you want to go to prison, of course. You need to understand that by pleading guilty to these cases here now, they may use this to revoke your probation in Bear County. Do you understand?
Sure.
Now, I don't know if they're going to, but they can. And I'm going to tell you, the more cases that you pick up, the higher likelihood you have of that happening, because they are going to be like, well, this guy just, doesn't take us seriously.
Sure.
You are giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement, Mr. Gomez. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you're done with this. You can never come back and change this or undo this. When you're in a car and you're driving and you get pulled over, the first thing an officer does is they look at your criminal history. If they roll up to your car, they look at and they see that you're on probation for an aggravated robbery, you have been charged with a trespass and a DWI, and they come up to you, you think it's going to go well? So I probably wouldn't give them the ammunition from now on. If you want to get lit, don't get into a car. Even if you've had a sip of alcohol. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
As part of the agreement, it's 20 days in jail on the DWI, 16 days credit, and they're going to dismiss the trespass. Is this how you understand it? You also, I'm going to make a docket notation that I have advised you that by pleading guilty to these offenses, it's possible they will revoke your probation in Bear County. Do you still want to do this, or do you want to wait to see what happens over there? To do this. You want to do this?
And he's been in communication with probation over there, Judge. And basically, they gave him the option of either being unsatisfactorily terminated, is that correct, Mr. Gomez?
Yes, unsuccessful.
Or he can have it extended in an attempt to get it successfully terminated. And so he chose to have it extended to pursue that option. And they were already aware of these cases, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
How do you plead to the driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will sentence you to the agreement. I'm going to suspend your license for 180 days. Do not drive. Otherwise, you're going to be right back in jail.
Sure.
For the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On April 4th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, an individual notified officers of a motor vehicle stopped on the roadway. The officer observed the vehicle stopped in the intersection between two lanes. A traffic stop was initiated, and the officer observed the defendant behind the wheel, leaning over, with his eyes closed. The officer woke up the defendant, and the defendant did not acknowledge the officer's knocking on the motor vehicle, and the motor vehicle began to move. The motor vehicle fled for approximately 2 miles, stopping in front of a residence. The defendant exited the motor vehicle and was handcuffed. The defendant stated he did not see the officer with lights on behind him. The officer observed the defendant come to a complete stop in designated areas to properly use turn signals. The odor of alcoholic beverage was emitting from the defendant's person. The defendant stated he drank 3 to 4 beers. He was identified by his Texas driver's license, and on the standardized sobriety test, the officer observed 6 out of 6 clues on the HGN, walk and turn, and 2 out of 4 on the one-leg stand. Defendant considered to do a breath test and blew 0.15 and 0.147.
Okay. Any prior DWIs?
No, Your Honor.
License?
Eligible.
Mr. Reyes, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, you pick up a new case, you become a danger to my city, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail, no more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Exactly.
You're not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance. That's also a condition of your bond. You have a lawyer. Because you have one, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Zaman. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You understand your conditions?
Yes, sir.
I'll have you go to Ramona, sign a reset. We'll have you get with Felicia for your bond conditions, and then you're free to go.
Thank you, Judge.